Brought to you by Shoprite Supermarkets.
Welcome to Life and Living. I'm Joanna Gagis. My Project Runway fans will recognize this face. She's Irina Shabayeva, winner of Season 6 and creative director and founder of Irina Shabayeva Designs. Welcome to the program.
Thanks, Joanna. Thanks for having me.
We always love talking to designers who are doing things on a national level, who are really making a name for themselves. We saw you come through Project Runway. You were declared the winner. And we couldn't be happier because your designs are unique and you're designing for the everyday woman, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think every woman wants to be glamorous and beautiful, and that's what I love to do. And not just with clothes, I think it's just more about a lifestyle. You know, clothing and fashion is just something that enhances that, but it's really about an attitude of femininity and being bold about it, not being sort of shy or meek about it. You know, I think being a woman is beautiful and we should all embrace it.
So I'm actually wearing one of your designs right now. You were kind enough to let me model what you designed.
It looks amazing on you.
Thank you. You really do design for, well, let me ask you, who do you design for? Who is your target audience? Who's your target wearer?
I think it's a woman that wants to be different. It's a woman that wants to stand out, but in a feminine, bold way, who wants to be unique and genuinely express who she is. And the clothes are, I love prints, I love patterns, I love different silhouettes, but I also love the woman's body, you know, with the curves. And
do you celebrate curves in a woman?
I do. I love to cast models that are curvier, and I kind of want to inspire that in women. You know,
stick, thin, wavy.
No,
right?
I mean, if you're naturally that way, that's great, good for you. But most women are not, and I think they deprive themselves of certain luxuries, like foods in life, because they're hoping to be that certain body type that they weren't born with. So I say just embrace it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go with it.
I love that. Can we backtrack a little bit?
Sure.
When did you know that you really wanted to pursue a career in fashion, and how did you get to Project Runway?
So I actually went to Parsons with the idea of I would just want to paint. I wanted to be a painter, and I had no interest in fashion or anything other than just being creative. I was just sort of like a hippie child.
And it's Parsons School of Design, right?
It's Parsons School of Design. That's like the only school I applied to, so I thought, if they don't have me, I'll just
live
paint.
the hippie life.
Yeah, right. I'll just paint and do whatever.
What's your background?
So I grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
My parents are from the Republic of Georgia, and they moved here when I have a younger sister. I was about 7, and she was about 6 or 5. We're 2 years apart. Of course, like all parents, they wanted us to be lawyers or doctors, but they weren't really pushy about anything. They're just also young parents, so they're just like, we're just glad you're alive and we raised you. Congratulations.
We did it.
We did it.
So you were more of a free spirit, just
kind
of seeing where it took you. If you got in, great. If not, find something else.
I think my grandmother had a big part in me being that free spirit. She'd always like, just draw something. Oh, that's amazing. Or just let's make, she was very nurturing in that way. And I think that helped me to develop that sense of identity where no matter what, I knew that I'd be fine and I'd still find something I like. So.
But you did make it. And when did you know this could be something that could be really good for you and that you were really good at?
I realized that I'm really good at it when I actually committed to it. And so I was at Parsons my first year. I painted and sculpted, and then one day this girl came in, one of the other students, and she had this book of sketches, and they were fashion sketches, and she was an amazing illustrator, and I asked her to see her book if that was okay, and of course she showed it to me, and I was like, wow, this is really beautiful. Maybe that's what I'll do. So I applied to the fashion program, and the first 2 years, I really hated it. I was just like, I can't believe I did this. And I'm like, is this really, what I want to do? Mm-hmm. But,
there could be some downsides to that industry, right?
Right. And just like any industry, that as you grow older, you realize there's downsides to everything, pros and cons in life to everything. And it was until my senior year when I was like, you know what, this is the right thing. I think, I regretted my decision, but I sort of stuck to it just because it's like you're already on the bus.
Right. You're not getting off.
You're not getting off. You have to get to your destination and see. You can't just keep jumping around. And when I graduated, I realized, I have enough of my own identity to do with it what I like. I don't necessarily have to fit into the industry in any particular way. And I think that's where I've taken my work. You know,
and why Project Runway? Did you feel like that would kind of give you a platform to demonstrate what you felt you were capable of?
Well, after I graduated, I worked for a designer for about 3-4 years, a very well-known designer as well. And that was amazing because she was a small company, tiny, but she sold to the top retailers, top department stores, and I learned that, you know what? it doesn't have to be a huge company. I can do big things with you know, the resources you have available. And after working there for 3-4 years, you kind of realize, well, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to do something on my own. So I resigned from my position, and Project Runway was sort of like just coming out. There was only 5 seasons at that point. So I thought,
I think now there have been 14.
Right. So it's still fairly newish, you know, because the first 2 seasons were great, but you know, it takes a while for people to catch on to. So I thought, you know, Tim Gunn was also on it, and he was one of my professors at Parsons, and I had so much respect for him. So I thought, you know, if he's a part of this, this must be like
a good thing.
This must be real. Like, you know, because sometimes you wonder, like, are things real, or are they just?
Did you think you would win?
I went in there with, like, I have to win this just because it's such a huge, it's not something that I thought I'd do, but I did it, and it was a fun experience, but it was so much work. It was a lot of work, and it just, you know, you're like, you can't do this whole thing and not win, so.
Yeah. So let's talk about the collections that you have right now.
My main collection has turned into an evening wear couture collection. It seems like women really, and it just happened organically, women really gravitate towards my evening wear.
So what do you have with you right here?
These are some evening cocktail looks that are dressy but feminine. I love the draping. I love doing things with chiffon and softer fabrics.
What's unique about your bridal line?
I think the details we do and the craftsmanship. We do a lot of like hand appliques and a lot of handwork. There was a woman that came to me for a dress, and she said, you know what, I feel so bad because I saw this dress online that I love, and I had somebody else make it, and she's like, this is what it turned out looking like, and it looked awful, you know. But that's how you know you've trademarked something, and something that's truly your own, only you, and you know how to do it a certain way. Right. So that's really sort of what's helped the bridal line really become its own thing.
The piece that you're wearing right now, actually, we saw this print on Selena Gomez, right?
Yes. So this print this was sort of a print. I had a picture of a butterfly and I love prints and nature in general. I had a picture of a butterfly that I took, and I started just playing with it and cutting it out and pasting, and then I'm like, you know, this would be a great print. And the rest was history. We did the print for, I think it was spring 2012 or 2011, and Selena Gomez wore the dress, and we've really just done so many different things with that print because people really love it.
People love it, right? Yeah. Carrie Underwood wore one of your designs?
Carrie Underwood wore an ombre chiffon gown, and it looked amazing on her. Actually, I had no idea she was going to wear it for the cover of her new album, so that was really a fun surprise, and she's amazing. She's such a talent.
So one day you're in the store and you see her wearing your dress, and you go,
hey,
that's mine.
I was at Walgreens, and this is before my PR agency had told me that I don't think they even knew what the stylist did with the dress. It was at Walgreens. I'm like, you know, and as designers, you know, sometimes we're like, you know, something looks familiar. It's not mine. Somebody must have like knocked it off, and you're like ready to be upset.
But it was yours.
I was at Walgreens like buying peanuts and dog food or whatever, and there was like stacks of CDs. I'm like, wait, that's my dress, and I'm like, that looks like my dress, and then I pick it up like, no, that is my dress.
Misty Copeland wore one of your gowns.
Feather pieces take forever. Each feather literally is hand appliqued on one by one, and then that was gold leafed.
Wow, a lot of love, a lot of passion and dedication go into your designs, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You are amazing. You're an inspiration. We love your work, and we can't wait to see what else you put out. Irina Shabayeva, creative director and founder of Irina Shabayeva Designs and winner of Project Runway Season 6.
Family-run Shoprites like mine are run by people who live and work in the community.
It's always been important to us to work with local family farms.
We work with Shoprite for generations.
As their business has grown, so has ours.
We believe sourcing from local family farms brings you the freshest food and supports the community.
We think it's a powerful thing when the food that brings your family together around the dinner table brings the whole community together as well.
Also brought to you by
the Russell Berry Foundation, the New Jersey State Nurses Association, and the Institute for Nurses, and by JFK Medical Center.